Hello, welcome back to Rada. My name is Beast. Today we're back with IxSHE. Bam. Anyways, today I'm gonna be trying to finish Yui's route. But for the people who only tune in for the first few seconds, I'll probably be posting a poll for the game to play after IxSHE. So do watch out for that one. Anyways, let's get going. Looks like she's not here yet. Not that I'm surprised. Haven't arrived 20 minutes before our agreed meeting time. Yui is naturally nowhere to be seen. I'd woken up much earlier than usual today, excited as I was for our date. I wound up leaving everything to Yui in the end. I don't know what we're going to do today. Yui, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, you know. You got me. I was originally planning to be here a bit before 10, but I woke up a lot earlier than I'd expected this morning. What about you, Yui? Did you manage to get any sleep? What do you mean that's normal? How the fuck is there a drop of iced tea on my glass? Actually, there's 3 drops! What the fuck? Fuck did I manage to do that? Anyways. Yui shrugs, giving me an embarrassed smile. In that case, it might be a good idea for me to pick her up from her house next time. Can't wait to see what you've planned for us today. How many plans? Wait, how many plans did you come up with? You're kidding?! The only plan I'd come up with so far was to pick her up at her house. Was that why you couldn't sleep last night? You were thinking up all these plans? I'm suddenly very worried. That's still incredible. Happiness wells up inside me when I see that huge smile on her face. Though it might be impossible to do them all, I'd like to go on as many of those dates with her as I can. So, which plan are we going with today? Oh, sounds interesting. I was prepared to offer my assistance where I could, but it seems that, like Yui, has everything covered. Grabbing hold of her hand, we head off towards our first destination. Oh, I see. A trip to the shopping mall certainly is par for the course when it comes to dates. Looking around, I see a dozen of other couples just like us. Is there something you want to buy? I guess that is more convenient, especially if you're buying something heavy or bulky. But speaking of buying things, would we have to carry all the stuff we buy here around all day long? I didn't think we'd be running into problems this soon. But well, how about we just walk around for now? Buying 1 or 2 things shouldn't be a problem. We can always use the coin lockers for storage if we need to. Just how many of those plans involve shopping? Anyways, let's try to focus on our date right now. I'll be happy to help you fix your plans another time. Sunflower again. The sunflower again. That's always at the shopping street. And it's only Eat Bee. So there's a potential that this shop up here is called Meat Bee? Beat Bee? Or my personal favorite potential name, Yeet Bee. Anyways, Yui clenches a fist to her chest, firing herself up. Glad she's not dwelling on these little mistakes. Hopefully we don't run into any more of them. Oh, this is an important heavy-duty barbecue grill. After looking around for a bit, I suddenly spot the grill on display on the entry on stage, along with some promotional tagline I'd never heard of before. Weather getting cold, time for a barbecue. Apparently the grill can also double as a smoker, depending on how it's used. Impressive. 30,000 yen, that's way out of my budget. Yeah, the heavy-duty barbecue grill over there. Looks nice, but the smoker I have right now works perfectly fine, and I definitely don't have the money for it right now. But I could host a huge house party with a grill like that, so it's kind of tempting. Oh no, is Yui gonna try to act like a sugar mama? Please, no. 3,000 yen is a small price, eh? That's definitely only something a rich girl would say. For real? Nah, you're right. It's too much of a luxury for students like us. True, I bet your parents would. Not her family? Then who's... Wait. Wait, were you talking about ours? Looks like I'm right. Her shoulders tremble ever so slightly as her face grows scarlet. She's the one who said it! Why is she even more embarrassed than me? It's not a bad feeling at all, but it's incredibly embarrassing. Oh, really? This is getting awkward. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. Make it sound like I'd only come to your house to use the grill, though. Yes, very much so. Sounds good to me. I'll be there as soon as you say the word. Conversation had taken a bit of a strange turn back there, but it looks like Yui's back on track as well. Why can't I just imagine Hajime just standing in front of a grill with a kiss to cook apron? Like, why is that a future I can imagine? Just him standing in a yard, like tongs in a hand, instead of a grill, just stanced up with a kiss to cook apron, as Yui just in the background sets the table and the kids play in the garden. Why is that something I can perfectly imagine? Yui would like the way I imagine Yui's gonna grow up is like, honest to God, I do believe it's too late for a chest, which isn't a negative. However, it's probably a negative in her opinion. I imagine she's more like a girl that's gonna like grow in the height as time goes on. But that's just what I feel like it's gonna be. Really? I've not realized it myself, but I guess I get pretty excited when talking about my hobbies. Nah, it's alright. If I stick around any longer, I won't be able to tear my eyes away. With Yui taking the lead, we set off at a brisk pace to check out the shopping mall. And with her catering to my every need, it began to feel less like a date and more like I was given a red carpet. After lunch, we took a trip into the mountains for a bit of hiking along the riverbed. This is a really nice CG. As we're in the off-season right now, we only encountered 2 or 3 other groups of visitors along the way. I had no idea we'd be taking a trip here of all places.
そうですか。ここは初心者向けのハイキングコースもありますし、ちょっと足を伸ばして散歩するにもちょうどいいんですよ。
I'm an indoorsy type of guy, so I guess I'll take your word for it.
これを機に見聞を広げるのもよろしいかと。そうですわね。はじめさんの場合、ここって夏に来ると混雑していて大変なんですが、皆さんバーベキューで盛り上がるみたいですわよ。
Oh, now there's an idea. Looks like one of my plans for next summer has already been decided. I guess this state plan really was specially tailored to me. Speaking of summer activities, though, those people over there aren't here to camp, are they? At this time of year, surely not. Alongside the river, I notice a number of bungalow-like caverns lining the embankment.
どうでしょう。ただのキャンプというよりは天体観測かもしれませんわね。
like they just look up there and it's just Octo messing around with Hikari and Saya. While Korona just desperately wants to jump in the river. Or something, I don't know. All the way out here just to see some stars. Like Octo just shows up from out of nowhere, just decks him in the face. Don't underestimate the stars, motherfucker!
この辺りは郊外、街の明かりも少ないですし、空気も澄んでいるので。
After which, while he's on the ground, Sora just comes in and fucking stomps his ass. That makes sense.
夏には昼はバーベキュー、夜はデーモンファンでいっぱいになるらしいです。
As the daughter of one of the town's most influential families, I'm not surprised she knows her stuff. There's still a lot I don't know about the town, so I could listen to Yui talk about it all day.
ちなみにそこの川、春から夏にかけて釣りも楽しめますの。
What about in autumn? Peering to the water's surface, they're incredibly clear enough to even see the bottom. Can't see any fish whatsoever. Dipping my hands in the river, the water feels rather icy against my skin. Naturally, we probably won't be able to splash around in it.
はじめさんは笹舟とか作って遊んだりしたことあります？
Me? Not really. Never really went mucking about in the rivers and stuff when I was a kid.
そうなんですか？はじめさんってもしや小さい頃は都会っ子でしたか？
Not exactly. I used to go buck catching and stuff. I just never had much chance to visit rivers or the beach back then.
なら、今だけははじめさんに自慢できますわね。このパイレーツ笹舟、これを作れるのは私だけですのよ。
What? Holy cow, this is awesome! I'm unable to mask my surprise at the toy boat Yui whips out, folded perfectly into the shape of a pirate ship. This level of skill goes way beyond that of any normal person's. This is how they fold those paper cranes with legs, right?
ええ、これを作るにはかなり長めのサイズを探さないといけないのがネックですが、作った時の達成感が違いますわね。
Must have been the most popular kid in class if you knew how to fold these when you were little.
そうでもありませんわね。おばあ様はよく褒めてくださいましたけど、女の子の遊びではありませんでしたから。
Her grandmother again. I stayed at her house during the typhoon last time I debated on whether or not to pursue the subject further, but had ultimately decided not to. I'd always been curious, of course, since it clearly had something to do with the reason why Yui spends most of her time at home alone.
はじめさん？あ、そ そういえばはじめさんにはおばあ様のこと話してませんでしたっけ？
She's perfectly alive, isn't she? Huh? Oh, no, you haven't.
と言いましても、それほど話すこともなくて、私、いわゆるおばあちゃん子だったんです。そんなおばあ様も私をとても可愛がってくださって。
A static smile spreads across Yui's face as she reminisces. That smile alone tells me just how much she loved her grandmother.
同世代の友人が少なかったので、小さい頃はおばあ様が遊び相手になってくださっていました。ただ、おばあ様は少々足が悪く、私って当時はかなりおてんばでしたから、ですが、辛そうな顔一つせず、相手をしてくださったんです。
Oh. Everything Yui had said had been in past tense. It's easy enough to guess what that means.
すみません。なんだかしんみりしてしまいましたわね。
That's okay. Thank you for telling me that story, Yui. Glad you trusted me enough to share it with me.
そうですわね。こんな話したの、はじめさんが初めてですし。
Can't describe how happy I am to hear that. Still looking at you now, I find it hard to believe you were really such a rambunctious child, Yui.
そうですわよ。でなければ、パイレーツ笹舟なんて作れませんわ。他にも、沢ガニを取ったり、水切りで遊んだりしましたわ。
I can only imagine how much of a chore those things were for an old lady like your grandmother. How'd you go about looking for water crabs? Did you check under any old rock?
夏はそうですけど、この時期はもう冬眠してるかもしれませんので、近くの土を掘り返すといいかもしれません。
How do you know so much about them?
情報源はお父様です。
I take it he's more of an outdoors person? Still, it's amazing how Yui knows just about everything. Honestly, I have no idea how I'm going to top this date next time. It'll be humiliating to ask, but if I don't, I'll probably end up screwing up and regretting it forever. If I want to show Yui an even better time, I have no choice but ask her this directly. Let me ask you something, Yui. As someone who seems to have an interest in pretty much everything, what kind of date do you think you'd enjoy the most?
満足するデートですか？そんなにお気になさらずとも、私は、はじめさんが考えてくださったデートであれば、それだけで十分ですわ。そもそも、お互いに楽しめたらそれでいいではありませんか。
What about all the stuff yesterday about seeing who could come up with a better date?
それはあくまで昨日のお話です。今日のデートで、勝ち負けというのはおかしな話だなと思いましたの。例えば、雑誌で書かれているようなデートプランが確実に最高とは言えません。最高の形は人それぞれですから、試行錯誤の末に私たちが導き出す答え、それこそが最高のデートではありませんか？
That was romantic, I see. So in other words, you just want to go on lots of dates.
はい。では、辺りを一周して次の場所へ移動しましょうか。
As we hiked along the trail, you would occasionally point out the different plants and flowers to me, making it an enjoyable experience even for an indoors person like myself. But truth be told, the most stunning sight of all was the adorable smile on her proud face, though I chose not to voice that particular thought aloud. They're just gonna get home, and just as he brings you towards the door, like the door just opens. It's an older lady. Oh, why hello there, you. Ah, why hello there, grandmother. Wait, what, grandmother? Yes. I told you about her. I told you about her earlier. Yeah, but you used fucking past tense. I thought she was dead. So this is our last stop.
ええ、時間もちょうど良さそうですし、最高のタイミングですわね。
Whoops, fuck. Normally, students like us would be chastised for walking around campus without their uniforms. But on account of our model behavior, Yui and I managed to get in without any trouble.
海浜公園も夕日を見るにはいい景色ですが、私が今まで見た夕日で一番綺麗なのがここなんです。
Sunset, eh? Can't think of it. Yui brought me up here on a whim as well last time. I hadn't given it much thought at the time, but there must be a reason she's so attracted to this place.
お気に召していただけましたか?
Of course I do. Hearing you say this is your favorite spot automatically makes it mine too. But what makes it so special to you? Did something happen up here? Is this where our parents confess to each other? Or something?
あれは
Or maybe even proposed?
私がまだおばあ様を困らせるくらいおてんばしてた頃ですわね。
Wait, you're talking about more than 1 or 2 years ago, right? How'd you even get on the island? The school doesn't usually let anyone in unless they're a student or
あ
faculty.
ら、これも話してませんでしたか?
Oh.
私のご先祖様、この学園の創設者なんです。
Just how influential is your family? I had no idea. But anyways, that's when you saw the most beautiful sunset you'd ever seen.
冒険だったんです。こんな怪しい島の怪しい塔、そこには一体どんな景色が広がっているのか。そこである日、こっそり島に忍び込んだんです。そこでこの夕焼け一目見て、もちろんその後、お父様からたっぷり叱られてしまいましたが。
As that child in her comes out once more, she sticks out her tongue, flashing me a mischievous grin. I understand her sentiment well. The first time I'd seen the setting sun from this tower, I too had stared, transfixed, till it sunk under the horizon.
今日のデートはいかがでしたか?
I'd say it was pretty close to perfect. Thanks, Yui. What's with the
な
music?
らよかったです。
Why is the music vaguely sad?
ですが、満点にするにはどうすれば?
Why, the season, of
季
course.
節?
Today you showed me so many new things that I want to do with you, Yui. Having a barbecue, or going stargazing, for example. So next summer I want to do all those things we couldn't do today. That, to me, would be the perfect day.
面白いですわね。そういった考えは私も大好きです。これからも二人でたくさんの思い出を作っていきましょうね。
Yeah, you bet. With her back framed against the setting sun, Yui's smile appeared much more sophisticated than her usual angelic grin. If I were a girl, I'd have fallen head over heels for her all over again after everything she'd done for me today. No, even as a guy, I can't help but feel that way.
どうかされまして?
No, nothing.
本当はキャンプ場でもう少しおとなしくしているつもりだったんですが、やはり好奇心には勝てませんわね。
Wouldn't you just try to make sure I was having fun?
初めはそのつもりでしたが、つい私も浮かれてしまって本気で遊んでしまいました。
Now that you mention it, that might have been the first time I've ever seen you letting loose, Yui. But I love that childlike innocence of yours too. I want to visit even more places with you and see even more of those expressions.
私もはじめさんが目を輝かせて何かを話しているお姿をもっと見たいです。
I wrapped my arms softly around Yui and give her a kiss. Caught up in the moment, my heart begins to beat faster than usual. Across the cool fabric of her clothes, I can feel the gentle warmth of her skin. Your face is totally red, Yui.
見ないでください。なぜかわかりませんが、今ものすごくドキドキしてしまって。
Me too. But for now, let's just say it's because of this gorgeous sunset.
そういうことにしておきましょうか。
Our date today made me realize how amazing Yui is. How truly amazing Yui is. And at the same time, I discovered yet another charming side of her I'd never seen before. She'd gone completely above and beyond for me today, and I vowed with all my heart that next time I'd do the same for her. With that thought in mind, I pulled Yui in close as the two of us watched the evening sun sink beneath the sea. Today's Thursday, right? Today is Thursday. I'm not fucking high. That's nice. Hold on. What the fuck is that? I gotta... Sorry, hold on, what is that? I don't care about that. Got a notification for something I don't give a shit about. And also, I don't know why I'm watching How to Beat Skyrim with zero equipment load right now. I've watched it before. I think I'm pretty sure I've watched all of this guy's videos. Yumpha. Oh, whatever. Makes absolutely absurd videos like, ah yes, Skyrim Thief's Guild without committing any crimes. Skyrim Assassin's Brotherhood without Dark Brotherhood without killing anybody. Or Skyrim Level 1, Skyrim Zero Equipment Load. Pacifist run of the Civil War. You know, the works. Anyways, which plan are we trying out today?
そうですわね。
For the first time in a while, Yui and I both found ourselves free of responsibilities today, and since we'd finally be able to walk home together, we met up in the courtyard after school. Since Yui had already come up with a wide array of plans last time, we decided to try them out whenever we had time for a date. While some of her plans were season-specific, all of them are things I'm interested in doing, so I have to admit I'm pretty excited.
日中でも冷えてきましたし、風邪をひかないようインドアなプランもいいかもしれませんわね。あ、ですが冬は空気も澄んでますし、天体観測なんていうのもロマンチックでいいと思います。
I agree. More fun than going to a planetarium, that's for sure.
その時はしっかり着込んでおきませんと。
Morita just screams angrily in the distance. Fuck you! My fucking planetarium is nice! Anyways, as a matter of fact, I've actually been doing a bit of research into stargazing ever since you had piqued my interest in the subject on our last date. Oh well, when's Project Starlight gonna happen?
あれれこの時間に二人で一緒にいるなんて珍しいぞ。
Please don't say anything to ruin this moment, you Misuzu. Sensei? Hozumi comes beelining straight towards us, probably looking for me. What can I help you with?
今日は生徒会の仕事じゃなくてね。
私にご用ですか？
小塚さんの進路の件で、先生たち大慌てで。生徒会顧問で関わりもあるし、こっちの学園の中じゃきっと一番信頼されてるだろうって。だから今日は交渉人みたいな。
Ah, the negotiator. A negotiator.
とおっしゃりますと。
Can't imagine Yui would ever cause her teachers any trouble on purpose, but she nods with
やは
understanding.
り進路を変えたことでしょうか。
まあね。本人の希望が第一なのは当然なんだけど、ミミリンも教師だから、先生方の小塚さんには可能性に挑戦してもらいたいって気持ちもわかるし。
As Yui is in her final year of Misakiyama, I'm not particularly surprised to hear them discussing her next step after graduation. But I thought for sure you were planning to attend Kenzikan once you graduated, Yui. Is that not the
も
case?
ともとは外部を志望していたのですが、内心ではずっと迷いがありまして、その答えをつい先日、三崎浜に提出したというわけです。すでにお察しかと思いますが、今の第一志望はここ、形成館なんです。
Oh, so that's why they'd gotten Hozumi involved as well. But then what's the problem? Why did your teachers want you to attend our school?
まあ、形成館のランクとしては低いわけではありませんが、申し訳ありませんが、先生。自分の口からお話しするのも気が引けますので、先生がご存知の範囲で、代わりにお話しいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
進路の話だし、小塚さんがいいなら。
Huh?
塚さんって、迷信工業を第一志望にしてたのよね。
Mission? Isn't that place like super prestigious? Mission Technical School, or Mission Tech for short, is an extremely competitive vocational school whose students score in the 28th percentile. In the 98th percentile, I mean. As the name implies, it's one of the top engineering schools in the country. Famous for its technical co-ops in pretty much every field. It's not at all uncommon to see the school's name mentioned in the news either.
今年の夏もね、小塚さんの作った変な喋る機械が、迷信が主催してる発明コンテストで審査員特別賞をもらってて、三崎浜の先生方も推薦での入学はほぼ間違いないって思ってたらしいの。
Talking robot, is that the thing you showed me at your house last time?
はじめさんもご覧になったではありませんか。ねねですわ。
So it was that stuffed animal. Or more accurately, the device planted inside the stuffed animal. Okay, so she did actually plant something inside the stuffed animal. Because, like, what it sounded like is that the device literally scans the animal and just assigns an AI, which means that the device would have to somehow identify even the smallest differences in different stuffed animals and customly create entirely new AIs for every single one of them to give them personalities.
ですが、進学については、去年からずっと迷った挙句、このままここに残ることに決めましたの。
まあ、三崎浜としては実績にもなるし、そのまま名刺を目指して欲しかったんだろうけどね。って言っても、やる気がないのに言っても、後で辛くなるのは小塚さん自身だろうし。
It's gonna boil down to her wanting to go to Misakihama because of Hajime. And it's gonna boil down to the fact that he manages to convince her, hey, I'm gonna be graduating anyways. So yeah. Anyways.
だから、それでいいと思うよ。ぶっちゃけ進学しちゃったら、その後は責任は取れないもん。
本当にストレートな物言いですわね。
Also slightly, not at all. Irresponsible. There we go. That's the word. I'm a fucking idiot. Well, that's me for you. Still, it seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity to not attend such a famous school, especially with the letter of recommendation. She said she'd mull it over for a while, so there must have been some reason for that. I guess I'll try asking her the next time the topic comes up. Now that I think about it, Sensei, you said you came here to negotiate with Yui, but you didn't even try to change her mind at all.
だから、本人にその気がないのに説得したって、こっちも疲れるし、小塚さんもいい気持ちしないだろうし。ってなわけで、交渉は失敗ってことにしとくから。もしまた気が変わったら、話聞くから、いつでも相談してね。
That Hozumi skips away lightly, having finished her task.
交渉とおっしゃっていたので、身構えていたんですが、なんと申しますか。不思議な方ですわね。
I might be your teacher if you go to Kensekan, you know? You sure you want that? She's known as a bit of an oddball around here, but everyone still likes her for the most part. What? But in all honesty, she hadn't done anything to it this time. In fact, she'd done us a huge favor by deliberately doing nothing. After watching Sensei disappear from sight, Yui and I continued on our way home. Leave right now.
で、どうしたんですか？二宮くん、山吹さんが冷たい。だから、冷えたミミリンハートを温めるけ。
Please repeat. Please finish.
冷えた
神みりんハートを温める権利、君にあげちゃうぞ。
Can I help you?
せめてリアクション変えろよ。
With the Christmas party fast approaching, I've even had to start giving up my lunch breaks in order to deal with all this paperwork. So while I hate to drop what I'm doing, it's not often that Huzumi stops by the student council, as she's usually busy with other things. So this must be something important, surely.
まあいいや。今日は二宮くんにお願いがあってね。
Fucking... I don't know what to call this part of the hand right now. But it's been hurting all day. Probably because I had to take care of the leaves strewn about the fucking garden yesterday. And the worst part is, I finished it like half. Like I finished half of what I had to do yesterday. Everything reset. I'm not trying to say like all the just piles of leaves just perfectly strew themselves back to where they were. No, I'm talking like the piles of leaves I made are still there, but even more leaves than were there before I piled those up are now strewn about again, and I'm pissed off because I'll be the one who has to deal with this again. Anyways, but please don't ask me to come home with you again.
私にお持ち帰りされるの罰ゲームみたいに言うのをやめよう。てか口じゃ言ってるけど一回もしてないからね。
Looks like this isn't one of her stupid jokes
でね、
again.
ここからはちょっと真面目な話。山吹さんには悪いんだけど、ちょっと外してもらえないかな。
And Bookie seems a little taken aback at Sensei's sudden shift in
現
tone.
状では二宮くんにしか伝えられない少し込み入った話になるから、他の人には聞かせられないの。そういうことでしたら。ありがとう。なるべく早くするから。
ほう。では会長、話が終わったら連絡もらえますか？
And on returning, Yonbuki gives us one last look of curiosity before leaving the room.
さてと。
After making sure we're alone, Hozumi turns back to face me.
実はね、二宮くん、小塚さんの件で、ちょっと相談があるの。
Yui, it's been 5 days since Sensei approached her about her graduation plans. Has something changed?
まあ、結論から言うと、小塚さんの説得に失敗したって説明するのに失敗したというか。
So essentially, this can only mean one thing. They want you to try convincing her one more time.
まあ、一言で言うなら、そうなんだけど。
She gives me an unusually apologetic expression, looking
タイミ
troubled.
ングが悪かったのかな。
Timing of
ほ
what?
ら、小塚さんが進路を変えたのって、二宮くんと付き合ってからでしょ？
I get the feeling I know where she's going with
熱
this.
心って、ここからだと通えないから、向こうの寮に入ることになるし、そうなると、二宮くんとも会いたい時に会えなくなっちゃうから。
So you're saying she chose to stay because of me?
小塚さんがそんな子じゃないのは分かってるよ。それに二宮くんだって、小塚さんがそんなこと言ったら、きっと止めると思う。でも少し頭の固い先生方は、そうは思えないみたいで。
Well, that's not good. I can certainly see why they'd assume our relationship played a part in their decision. But the truth of the matter is, we can't know that for sure until we ask you yourself.
ごめんね。二人はそんなことしないって、私も説明したんだけど。
So that's why she looks so apologetic. It's okay, Sensei. This isn't your fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault, really, except for the teacher's fault, because they're being huge assholes. Still, you didn't come all the way here just to tell me this, did you?
やっぱこんな言い方したら分かっちゃうよね。実は生徒会長として二宮くんからも小塚さんを説得してほしいんだって。
I thought so. Still, I can't say I don't understand the level of expectations the school has for you. She's a brilliant mind. fact, that was probably one of the reasons they made her student president.
二宮君を悪く言うわけじゃないけど、やっぱり小塚さんの才能はそれだけすごいものなのよ。
You know, Mission is the sort of school that produces future leaders too. Plus, I've been looking for the right time to talk to Yui about this anyway. And it looks like that time is now. But I want to be clear on something. I have no intention of interfering with anything that Yui's already decided. I'm not going to try to persuade her one way or the other. All I'm going to do is listen to what she has to say.
そうしてくれると助かるよ。ただ三崎浜の先生もご両親に直接相談してみるって言ってたから、ちょっと複雑なことになるかもしれないけど。
Man, this is really getting serious. This whole ordeal starting to feel a little starting to feel a little daunting already. But if I'm the only person that Yui feels comfortable talking to at the moment, I should try hearing her out first. Promising Hozumi I'd speak with Yui, I show her to the door before giving Yamabuki a call to let him know we'd finished our discussion. IxSHE. This is really awkward.
さて、まずは何から聞くべきか。と言っても、聞きたいことはいくつもあったんだが、いざ彼を目の前にすると、聞きたいことが頭から抜けてしまったよ。
そうですね。こんなに突然、ユイの大切な人にお会いできるなんて。
I was expecting to meet you at such a short notice either, man. I was not even mad at the situation to begin with. Yui, being of no assistance, simply sits next to me with a smile. Help! Help! Me! I'm not gonna finish that. You all know the bit. To understand that it has happened, we have to go back to lunchtime at today after Sensei had left the student council room and Yamabuki has just come back.
はじめさん、お忙しいことは承知の上で、今日の放課後、お時間いただけないでしょうか。
Today?
どうしても、はじめさんに進路のご相談をしたくて。
What a coincidence! Same here that he goes to his place. These are my parents. They really want to beat the shit out of you because they think that you're the reason why I'm canceling my graduation plans and changing them. Help! Oh, of course then, I'd be glad to. Is that alright with you, Yamabuki? I hate to leave the rest of the work to you.
どうして小塚さんの進路に会長が関係するのか知りませんけど、別にいいんじゃないですか？言ってあげても。
I appreciate it. Are you sure though? We have a pretty big backlog of work already.
もちろんそうですよ。でもそれと進路かって言ったら、今の時期進路だって大切ですから。それに、私の役目は会長の補佐ですから、甘く見てもらっては困ります。
Still, any way you look at it, I'm asking her to do more than what's in her job description. Buki's always saving my hide.
どうしても気にかかるということなら、明日は寮の門限を特別見なかったことにしますので、今日の分も思う存分作業してください。
Buki, thanks. I'll work 100 times harder tomorrow. I promise. Like, Yamabuki is a genuinely very nice girl. In every single route. Every single route seems to improve her further because she continuously just decides, okay, there's something important for his love life. Something important for his private life. I don't have anything planned. Like, I'll just help him here. It's genuinely nice. And now here we are. You never said anything about your parents being here though.
実は、三崎浜の方からお父様にもご連絡があったそうで。
They did.
その件も含め、一度はじめさんにお会いしてみたいと。
That she mentions it, I do remember Hozumi saying something similar. I do wish he'd given me a little warning in advance though.
まったく。 どうしてここまでするのか理解に苦しみますわね。
Well, they have big expectations for you, Yui.
確かに娘を高く評価してくれるのはありがたいがな。だからってあいつわざわざ俺の携帯に電話かけてきたからな。
Him?
気にしないでください。今の学園長、この人の友人なんです。
Yui's parents really are well connected, aren't they? I almost feel out of place interacting with these socialites. It just makes me all the more curious to know why they'd invited me here today. You don't also think that I had some sort of negative influence on Yui's graduation plans, do they? That's true, I'm not surprised they wanted to size me up.
まあ何にせよ、学園に何を言われようが、私たちはユイが決めたことには口を出さない。進路については以上だ。私からも連絡を入れておこう。
はい、承知しました。
Ah! That's it!
あまりにもすんなり話が済んで驚いているのかな。
Like I just really want Hajime to just like sink in on the couch like, you almost gave me a heart attack over here, please by God help mercy. I'm melting over here. No sir, I did not. I guess I hadn't been able to mask my
それ
surprise.
でも人を見る目には自信があるからね。ユイの場合、先にあれこれ言うよりも自分で経験し、そこから学び取っていく賢さがある。
失敗を恐れるな。失敗こそ自分の成長の可能性だ。と、幼い頃にはよく言い聞かされました。
And that's why you support Yui choosing her own path in
も
life?
ちろん、君との関係も一つの勉強だ。
Conversation suddenly takes an unexpected turn. Should have seen this coming, but his words catch him completely off guard.
そんなに身構えることはない。言ったろ、人を見る目には自信があると。その上で、私は君なら問題はないと思ってるんだ。というか、止めるならとっくに止めてる。少なくともうちはこの町じゃ名の通った家柄だからね。
I think that means I earned his approval?
そうそう。二宮さんってあの学園の歴史を変えたんですものね。
Is that so?
長年の歴史を覆すなんてそうそうできるものではありませんし、そういった意味でも私たちは二宮さんに大きな可能性を感じているんです。
You're giving me too much credit. I was only able to pull it off thanks to all the students who shared my desire for change. All I did was act as a representative for their voices.
まあそうだろうな。聞いているかもしれないが、私も県政官の卒業生だ。恋愛禁止の校則は邪魔で仕方なかったからね。
Perhaps that's what scored me a few extra points with him.
ただ、ユイ、
何でしょうか。
独立復帰を掲げてきたのは私だし、今さら口を挟むつもりはない。だがもし、恋人と離れるのが嫌で夢を捨てるというなら、わかるな。
ということでしたら、胸を張って、私の意志だと言い切ります。むしろはじめさんは、あの時からずっと迷い続けていた私の背中を押してくださった方です。
The expression on her parents' faces suddenly stiffened. Back then?
ですので、この件に関して、はじめさんを貶めるような発言はお控えください。
Well, he just sits there completely confused while they keep talking like, What? What?
その時は学園であれ、お父様であれ、私は絶対に許しませんので、お忘れなく。
Nope. I'm scared! It's nice to know that I can perfectly go off screen like that.
そうか。
Despite the smile on her face, there was a strange forcefulness to Yui's words. Though still curious as to what prompted it, once Yui's parents contact Misakiyama, the school will have no choice but to accept her decision once and for all.
私は自分を見つめ直せたからこそ、はじめさんのいるあの学園で学びたいと思いました。はじめさんが卒業するまでの時間は、あと1年と少し。一緒に活動し、学ぶことで、新たな道を探すことができると信じています。
Upon hearing this, the parents fall into a pensive silence. The words made me amber than anything, but I can't tell if her mom and dad feel the same.
そういうことなら、やりたいようにやればいいさ。先ほど言った通り、学園にも連絡しておく。
ええ、私もユイを応援します。ですので、二宮さん。
Yes, ma'am!
私たちは家を空けてばかりで、あの時だって必要な時にこの子のそばにいてあげられなかった。
That's that phrase again. Just what exactly had happened back then? What's more, I also began to notice her mother's tone growing even politer than
でも
before.
そんな時、あなたはユイに必要とされた。それは、あなたにとっては偶然だったかもしれないけど、ユイにとって大きな支えになったはずだし、それはきっとこれからも同じだと思います。なので、できる限り、これからもこの子のそばにいてあげてくださると嬉しいです。
Of course, I'll do everything I can for her.
はじめさん、ありがとうございます。そうおっしゃっていただけると心強いです。
そうだね。私たちにはお願いすることしかできないが、よろしく頼むよ。
The mood in the living room grows more relaxed now as the air of seriousness begins to lighten up. His parents relax with into a smile as well, breathing a sigh of relief.
さて、そろそろ。二人の関係について、詳しく聞かせてくれるかな？
No! I'm sorry, a relationship!
いくらお父様といえども、プライベートなことですから。
そうですよ。もっと自然に聞かなければ警戒されるのも当然です。
同じことですわよ。
それで、お二人は普段どこでデートをしてるの？
I thought for sure her mother would dial things back a bit, but that wasn't the case at all. I'm glad they approve of our relationship with her. Aren't they being a bit too inquisitive?
そういう話は、はじめさんのいらっしゃらないときに。はじめさん、参りましょう。
Go
デ
where?
ートですわ。お父様お母様。私たちは、これで失礼いたします。
Perhaps feeling embarrassed, Yui grabs me by the hand and leads me out of the living room.
いってらっしゃい。
ちゃんと暗くなる前に帰ってくるんだよ。二宮君も。今度一緒にご飯でも行こう。いろいろユイのことも聞きたいし。
Absolutely, sir. I'd love to.
はじめさん、行きますわよ。
Until next time! With that, Yui dragged me outside and we suddenly embarked on our impromptu date.
まったく。
Strangely sad music
お父様
again.
たちも興味が出るといつもこうなんですから。
After leaving Yui's house behind, our feet ended up carrying us all the way to Misakihama. Perhaps due to my lingering nervousness, the ocean breeze feels pleasantly cool against my skin. Yui had said we were going on a date, but it seems like she'd mostly been embarrassed and wanted to get out of the house before her parents could question us further. Can I ask you something, Yui? There's something I'm not quite clear on.
何でしょうか。
Earlier, you and the parents kept mentioning some specific time back then. But what exactly had happened back then?
そうでしたね。そういえば、先輩にはお話ししていなかったので、何のことかわかりませんわよね。
Whoops. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. If you're willing to talk about it, I'll be happy to listen. After all, your parents seem to be grateful to me too, because of whatever it was back then, whatever it was that happened. I was honestly a little confused because I hadn't remembered doing anything worthy of their
た
thanks.
だ、お母様たちの反応をご覧になっていれば、あまりいいお話ではないとお気づきかと思いますが、それでもよろしいですか?
I could see your parents' faces went stiff when you mentioned it. But I want to know what happened. I want to know what I did for you.
そうですか。では、少し古いお話をします。私が昔、おてんばな女の子だったことはお話ししたと思います。確かそこで、おばあ様の足が悪かったこともお話ししましたよね。
Yeah, you did.
私の夢が生まれたのは、その時なんです。
What? That I discovered, probably.
おばあ様のように苦労されている方々を少しでも楽にしてあげたい。そこから私はたくさんの本を読み漁り、少しずつ道具を集め、物を作る基礎を学びました。
So that's why you built things like Nin in your spare time, for
あの
practice.
子はまだいろいろ問題がありますけど、いずれは話し相手として役立つ存在になればと考えたのがきっかけです。
Ah, so that's why you were planning to go to a technical school.
はい。
But why did you give that up then? Sound like a wonderful goal to me. Shouldn't you have followed your dream?
あ、それがですね。
ん？
とある出来事を境に、私はその夢を追う気力を失ってしまったんです。
An incident.
はじめさんが気になったとおっしゃったあの時のことです。私に夢を持つきっかけをくださったおばあ様、そんなおばあ様が亡くなったんです。
Ah, okay, so she's actually dead. Could you call that parental death? She did seem like a very parental figure to her, so I guess you could call that character development through the tragic parental death. Didn't know she was a Fire Emblem character. Yes, I just 100% copied the Brian David Gilbert. Fucking sue me. Don't actually. I know what the fuck happened with Moscow and I'm scared it'll happen to me as well. For those who don't know, apparently some Japanese company copyright struck every single one of his Making Lovers video and his channel got shut down because of it. And he's trying to fight it. Like, he's saying that he'll even go to fucking court about it, apparently. So, I just hope this shit won't happen to me as well, because, I probably... like, I probably wouldn't even be able to figure out how the fuck to go to court about this. I am not very smart if you haven't gathered. Also, I probably don't have the money to go to court. So yeah, let's just hope it doesn't happen.
去年の年末でした。お父様たちから見たら、あの時の私の落ち込みようはひどかったと思います。
The end of last year. You were already student council president at the time, weren't you?
はい。そこはちょっと、いいえ、かなり無理をしていました。本当に辛くて、潰れそうで、無意味なほどに元気な青葉がいなければ、本当に塞ぎ込んでいたかもしれません。なので、青葉にはとても感謝を。
That makes sense why she places so much importance on Alba.
きっと調子に乗りますので、このことは秘密ですわよ。
I won't. I'm starting to see why they're such good friends, despite appearing to be polar opposites at first
お父
glance.
様たちは、その時、私に何もしてやれなかったと、今も気に病んでらっしゃいます。お仕事もありましたし、仕方のないことでもあるんですが、と、まあ、夢を。 生きる希望を失っていた私でした。
I'm not sure this is the right moment for me to say this, but I'll say it anyways. Hasn't it ever occurred to you that your grandmother might not have wanted to see you give up on your dreams?
そうなんです。おばあ様は最後にとても難しい問題を残していかれたんです。
What was
あ
it?
なたの夢は知っている。でもそれが私のためだったなら、その夢は迷わず捨てなさい。
So she was asking you to give up on it? But why?
わかりません。私自身、その答えはずっと出せずにいました。だからこそ、私はどの道を進むべきか、その答えが出せずに悩んでいたんです。ですがそんな時、とんでもない人が現れたんです。
Who was that?
はじめさんです。
え？
私の家は、お父様もおじい様も、この学園の卒業生です。なので、はじめさんの掲げた恋愛解禁について聞いたときは、正直無謀だと思いました。それこそ、百数十年という歴史がありましたから。
So when I actually pulled it off, you thought I was incredible?
驚きました。ですが、そんなマニフェストを掲げて生徒会長に就任されたときは、何をバカなと思いつつも、夢を失った私は、大きな野望を持つはじめさんに、どこか期待していたのかもしれません。それが願掛けですわね。この方の願いが叶ったとき、私も前に進めるかもしれない。
So it's back in June, right?
はい。そこからはなかなか進展もなく、もうダメかもしれないと諦めかけました。ですがはじめさんは、ご自身の願いを、ご自身の手で掴み取りました。正直、心が震えました。今なら私も進めるかもしれない。この方のそばにいれば、もう迷わずにいられるかもしれない。それが、私にとってのヒーローとの出会いであり、私の初恋でした。
Really? That was long before you first confessed to me, wasn't it?
ええ。とはいえ、はじめさんのことは、青葉からお話を伺ってましたし、生徒会でお話しする機会もありましたから、少しずつ、どこか惹かれるところはあったのかと思います。
Oh.
そこで、おばあ様の残された言葉の意味も分かった気がしたんです。
You did?
私は昔からおてんばでしたから、きっと一つの夢に落ち着くとは思ってらっしゃらなかったんだと思います。
The meeting was something only you and your grandmother would understand? You'll never know for sure what her grandmother's words had meant, but Yui had decided to interpret them as positively as she could. To be honest, I also thought at first that it would be a waste of your talents to give up on your dreams. But after hearing your side of things, I think your grandmother was right.
あら、先生から説得を頼まれてましたのに、納得されてしまってよろしいんですか？
Wait, how'd you know
は
that?
じめさん、あのようなちょうどいいタイミングで、私が生徒会室を訪ねるとでも？
You were eavesdropping?
盗み聞きだなんて人聞きの悪い、放課後の件についてお誘いに伺ったところ、何やら先生とのお話がドア越しに聞こえてきただけですわ。あとは山吹先輩が戻るのと同時に、何食わぬ顔でお邪魔すればいいだけですもの。
You're a sly one, that's for sure. Still though, at least never promised that I'd change your mind. And if Yui's father was going to contact the school anyways, she can't blame me for not trying. But after everything you've told me, I'm gonna have to work even harder next year.
何をですか？
Do you remember when you told me that I was your role model?
ええ、恋人であり、尊敬するお方でもありますわ。
At least I'm starting to understand what Yui had told me the night of the Halloween party. In that case, as Kensukon's student council president, I'll have to do my best to look after our new students next year. After all, if I'm your hero, I have to live up to the name. Actually, on second thought, calling myself a hero is kind of embarrassing. Sorry, do me a favor and forget that last part, would you? Come on, Hajime, this isn't the time to be copping out now. Okay, never mind. If it puts a smile on her face, I don't mind being here just for her.
ですが、はじめさんが頑張るのなら、私ももっと頑張りませんと。当面の目標は、はじめさんをフォローできるような人になること、ということにしておきます。
You sure that's all you want?
だって、私はこんなにも救われたのに、救われたままでは悔しいですから。でしたら、先輩のその不安を知っているのは、私ただ一人。つまりその不安について、私が今の先輩にとっての全てなんです。ですから、全てであるこの私が、今この場で先輩の不安を全て受け入れます。さらに申し上げるなら、先輩は何も悪くないと、私が先輩の不安を全て肯定します。ほら、もう先輩を責める人は誰もいなくなった。自信を持ってください。先輩の無謀な夢に救われた人もきっといます。その人は今頃、先輩に感謝しているはずですから。
Right. Can't believe that I'm realizing now the hidden meaning in those words she said to me way back then. Yui?
Hi?
I'll be waiting for you next year, future Kohai.
待っていてください。未来の先輩。
IxSHE is still very nice. I know why my voice suddenly went so deep there. That was weird. Oh well. Oh yeah, escape. We don't need the ending credits here. Move. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, is it gonna be her getting into the school? It's gonna be her getting into the school. They're not gonna give me any like after stories where it's just them happily building a family. However, in this one I'm not too mad since this was basically what I was expecting and it fits. The big day is finally here. All around the school entrance, new first year students run excitedly to and fro and showing each other their brand new uniforms. As most of these students are coming straight from Isakihama, they all seem right at home. I'm sure I'd find Alba and Mocha in equally spirits if I were to look around for them. However, there was one girl who stood out among the rest, gracefully acknowledging the stares and whispers of admiration from those around her. A girl with such a dignified bearing that you would never guess she was a first year. Now, how should I go about approaching her? During our spring vacation, I'd had several opportunities to meet up with Yui and visit her house as well. Each time I begged her to let me see her in her new uniform, but each time she'd politely say no, telling me to wait until the school entrance ceremony. Which is most likely why she's standing there, dutifully waiting for me to arrive, despite the fact that we never made plans to meet. Plans to meet. I better not start with any emptying compliments, so she'll see right through me. Looks like she finally noticed me. She smiles excitedly and greets me with an elegant wave of her hand. Crap, the only word I can think of is cute. I just need to work on my vocabulary!
ごきげんよう、二宮会長。
Yeah, good morning. Why are you being so formal,
今
though?
日からは私も形成館の生徒ですもの。会長には敬意を表しませんと。
Don't worry about it. In fact, hearing you use my last name after all this time just feels weird.
公私混同はいけませんわ。恋人は恋人、学園は学園ですもの。
That said, Yui once told me that she considered me a role model, so I'm sure she's plenty happy to be wearing the same uniform and going to the same school as me.
ですが、まだ学園の外ですので、今ははじめさんと呼ばせていただきますわね。
Then I'll stick to calling you Yui too. Perhaps because of her new uniform, Yui suddenly seemed a lot more mature to me. But at the same time, the innocent smile on her face glowed brighter than ever before. So what are you doing here? I don't remember us agreeing to meet up at the entrance.
そんなの決まってますわ。
She picks up the hem of her skirt, spinning around on the spot to give me a 360-degree view of her entire body. She hasn't said a word, but it's clear that what she's expecting from me. You look great in your uniform, Yui. I guess she wants some more. You look incredibly mature and dignified. I can't stop my heart from racing, to be honest. It makes me want to show everyone here just how cute you are.
待たされた会話ございましたか？
Oh yeah, it was. Except one thing.
どうぞ。
I'm not that satisfied by any means, but I do also wish I'd seen it sooner. If you'd shown me your uniform over spring break instead, I wouldn't have been able to keep my hands off you. I wouldn't have let you go from morning till night, not even during dinner or bath time.
それはもちろんお見通しですわ。
And you still kept me waiting. Isn't that a little cruel?
だって、それでは入学式の前に制服がしわくちゃになってしまいそうですし。それに万が一でも、はじめさんので汚されてしまったら大変ですもの。
That's not something you should say in public! Thankfully, though, no one seems to have overheard. Well, let's just say I won't do that now.
構いませんわよ。入学式さえ終われば、制服なんて形でしかありませんもの。
You just said you were super worried about it getting crumpled up!
それはあくまで入学式前だからです。式の前にクリーニングに出すなんて、それこそ怪しすぎではありませんか？
I don't think it would have been that strange.
何ですか、はじめさん。私としたくはありませんか？新しい制服姿の私を独占できてしまうんですのよ。
Caleb isn't supposed to be there. Fuck off! Like, Hashime just, oh, don't worry, I'll make sure that I'm still the first to have seen it. After I get, until after I get a taste. Okay, everybody who saw you, well, let's see, over there. Of course I wanted to, damn it! What the heck are you talking about anyways? Right before the school entrance too, no less. Incidentally, both Yuri and I had chosen to give a short speech for this entrance ceremony after this, as representatives of the new students and current students respectively.
あら？ですがおかしいですわね。
What is it?
たとえ入学式の日であろうが、一度きりの青春を恋人同士で仲睦まじく過ごすことに何か問題がありまして？
That's the slogan I used when lifting the ban on romance. I'm surprised you remembered.
というわけですので、放課後うちにいらっしゃいませんか？
I'd love to. But don't get me wrong, I don't have any ulterior motives, alright? I know your parents won't be home today, so I just don't want you to feel lonely after your first day of school. I was thinking we could have a little celebration, just the two of us.
よく喋りますこと。それでは下心があるとおっしゃっているようなものですわよ。
Well, you never know where the evening will take us.
まったく仕方ありませんわね。
Yui might not believe me, but I really was planning to celebrate with her. If only for one short year, we'll be attending the same school together at last. I want the celebration to be the first of many, many fond memories I can leave her with.
はじめさん、
What is it?
今何かおかしなことを考えてましたわね。
No, not really.
いいえ、そんなはずありませんわ。間違いなく、どこか寂しそうな目をされていました。
Though unintentionally, the thought that we had only 1 year to spend together was certainly a lonely one. Somehow Yui understands me better than I understand myself. I was just thinking about all the fun things I wanted to do with you this year.
そのようなことをお考えでしたのね。ですが、そんなのは当たり前ですわ。以前お約束した通り、今年の夏はたくさん遊びますわよ。
Yeah, can't wait. Stargazing, barbecuing. Oh, and we should invite everyone over to the dorm too, like last time. I don't know why it felt so lonely for a moment. Instead of worrying about such silly things, I should be looking forward to all the fun we're going to
で
have.
すがその前に、まずは生徒会長に立候補して、一日でも早く、はじめさんと肩を並べられる女性になりませんと。
You still haven't given up on that, huh?
当然です。だってはじめさんは、私の憧れであり、かけがえのない恋人なんですもの。
The hero and the princess. That is not a CG. That is not an expression I saw in the CG we saw during this round. Did they really take the expression of her during a sex scene for this fucking achievement? Hold on, I need to check this. It needs to be the right angle as well. So it wasn't that angle. 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 It was that angle. That's the only one with the right angle. She's not looking in the right direction, though. Nope. Nope. Nope, wrong lighting. This is they used an expression from Yui doing a sex scene for the picture for this achievement. They really did it. They really did that. Huh. Oh well. Now I just need to think of who what the fucking title is gonna be. That's gonna be fitting. I really can't think of anything right now. Oh well. But now, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and next week we'll be starting with Kasumi. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.